Hey guys, welcome to day 6 of Veganuary. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about angry vegans. So I know I've talked about angry vegans before, but I definitely wanted to dedicate a whole video because I just feel like there's a lot to talk about. So what is an angry vegan? In my opinion, an angry vegan is someone who communicates about the vegan lifestyle from a place of anger and aggression. So whether they use words or actions, it feels very angry, abrasive, aggressive in their mode of communication. And with any community, no matter what community, there's always a small sect of that community that is extreme, right? That takes things to maybe a darker level. And in my experience of feeling anger in my lifetime, it always comes from a place of fear. And this is something that I've learned on my spiritual journey, that pretty much everything either stems from a feeling of love or fear. So love is the more positive feeling, like positive, what we label as positive, and then fear is where the negative ones come from. And so if someone feels angry or they express anger, it's coming from a place of fear. And I can understand why people, like I've said before, I can understand why people feel angry when they come to the vegan lifestyle, because they do learn about things that they are angry about when it comes to animal abuses. But in my opinion, I really can't understand why people attack or aggressively speak towards non-vegans or even vegans. So if people are speaking from a place of anger towards non-vegans, then it doesn't feel very inviting for people to come to veganism. Like if I were being yelled at or aggressively spoken towards about anything, then my inner rebel and my inner child is gonna wanna rebel, is not going to be like, oh, I wanna learn about that lifestyle. It's not going to feel very inspiring. It's not going to inspire hope and faith within me. It's actually gonna shut me down. So I feel like it actually has the opposite effect of what the angry vegans, I believe, are intending to do, which is, I believe that they really want people to be vegan, and yet by speaking from a place of anger, they really shut people down from being open to wanting to know about veganism or feeling like vegans are a community of people that they want to be around. And then when they attack or are angry towards people who are vegan, that also doesn't make sense to me, because we're all on the same team. Like, I believe that we're all in a place of like wanting to lift the vibration of the world higher, of getting people to be interested in veganism, in changing the world. Like, we're all in this together. So it's okay if we have different styles and we have different people that we're attracting to the message, and we can use different words, different language, different ways of getting that message out there. But I personally just don't understand why people speak aggressively towards other vegans. Like, I understand having open discussions about maybe like a certain topic within the vegan community, but to be attacked, it just really doesn't make any sense to me. And this is something I've seen a lot in the vegan community. And actually, with each theme, like I've done these different themes in these different months, and it's brought up a different thing for me. Like, it's brought me outside of my comfort zone in a whole different way every single time. And before I did Veganuary, this was actually one of the fears that I had, was just this feeling of like being attacked and seen and receiving anger from people who are angry vegans. And it's actually something that just came up for me last night. It's, I believe, the first time that this has happened to me during Veganuary. But basically, yeah, I'll just give you the brief story, which is that someone commented on one of my videos, and they it was like a really long paragraph, and syntactically, I felt like those sentences made sense. Like, they grammatically, the words fit together, but semantically, it just wasn't making sense to me. It's kind of like if I said to you, and they asked me a question about it. So it was kind of like, I was thinking about this, how would I explain this? So it's kind of like if I was to say, the colorful hippos gave way on this cigarette morning. What do you think about that? And it's okay, those words sort of make sense together, but how can you comment on that, right? Doesn't make any sense. So that was basically my experience of what this person was saying. It felt okay, the words fit together, but I wasn't understanding what they were saying. And I just said that, I can't comment on that because, I don't understand. And then they called me a fraud. And this was someone that had said they're 38 years vegan. And I just was I had to breathe a lot through that experience because it doesn't feel good. I don't think it ever feels good when someone attacks you or there's a name calling, especially when it's totally uncalled for. I could understand if I did something to someone, maybe unintentionally, and then they called me something. It's okay, I get where they were coming from, but this was to me, totally out of the blue. And that's just in my experience of observing angry vegans, that's sort of what happens. It's there's just word vitriol, and then I think the people on the other end who I believe are generally coming from a place of love or wanting to share some positivity, we end up having to learn a really important lesson, which is how to deal with that. And so, yeah, I guess I just wanted to share how I've moved through that experience and how I'm moving through it, because in case you are coming to the vegan lifestyle, or you've been maybe attacked by not a raw vegan, but by an angry vegan, maybe a raw vegan, but yeah, by an angry vegan, I think it is important to know how to handle that. And so for me, it was just I only communicate, especially on social media, when I can come from a place of love. So if I'm feeling very defensive, or I'm it brings up anger for me, then I just put my phone down or put away my computer, and I don't respond to the person until I can come back from a place of love. And for this situation, I was able to respond right away because I was just breathing easily through it. It wasn't it kind of was so crazy to me that I was able to deal with it really quickly. But yeah, I really put myself in their shoes, when I just kind of remembered when I've experienced anger, especially I think with loved ones, we've experienced a lot of deep anger, and when I felt the most anger. And so I just put myself in those shoes, being my earlier self, and when I felt that anger and how I felt. And it was okay, what did I really want, And it was I really wanted to be loved. I wanted to be understood and loved, and just to feel better. I had this anger and I wanted to feel better. And so I just sent this person love. I just said, thank you for sharing, and, sending you lots of love and support on your journey. And I really do believe that, for pretty much every question, love is the answer. And so, yeah, I feel just being able to respond with love and, vibrationally sending them love, that's, the most I can do, if it's they're my child, that's how, especially my friend Karina has really helped me with this, to really see everyone as our children. And so when I imagine that this is a child who's just mad at me, the way I've been mad at my parents at times, it's what can I do about it? They're angry, and they have this anger, and I can't really do anything. I have to let them have that anger, and let them have their experience. I'm not going to try to change them, and I'm not going to get angry and worked up on my end either. So it was really okay, sending you love and support, and I hope that you find what you're looking for on your journey. So yeah, I really feel that's the most that we can do. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about angry vegans. That is something that you probably will experience when you, even before you go vegan, but once you come to the vegan lifestyle, you will probably at some point come across angry vegans who do communicate about either veganism or animal rights, or feel that animals are superior to humans or whatever. And this is just how I deal with the situation and with people who are coming from a place of anger. So I hope you found this video helpful. I'd love to know your comments and questions in the comments section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys, sending you so much love. Bye.